All right, guys, you're gonna see in this video a headless man talking to you. I promise it's me. Stay tuned, check out Gramp's new saw. Let us know what you think. What's your favorite chainsaw? Leave it in the comments down below, and welcome to Willie's Firewood. I got a feeling this might be not your average 50.2 cc. And it's not for me, it's for Gramp. So Gramp liked it so well that we had to have our own, and it says, "Hey Russ, for the nerds, this is 50.2 cc's. Let me know if you need anything, Derek." Let's fire it up and make a cut. So we got one 4910 20-inch bar, brand new chain, and the new 4910 that was just built. Gonna use the same bar, same chain, do 2 cuts each. Let's see which one works. Welcome back to Willie's Firewood. As you guys saw on some shorts, Derek from Derek Stuff sent us his decked imported 4910. As you can see, it's covered in sawdust. Gramp's been using it. I just threw a brand new chain on here, a frostbite chain, full chisel, not been sharpened yet, because Gramp's new saw is here. So I told Derek we would run both of these together to see which one performs better, if there's any difference at all, and then we'll go from there. So sit tight, we're gonna fire up the old saw, we'll fuel up the new saw, and we'll give them a few cuts and we'll see what happens. And then I'll explain to you guys what this saw is and why it's kind of cool that we have them. All right, so I want everybody to be proud of me. I've got my chaps, safety glasses, and hearing protection because we're trying to be safer. I am anyway. So we're gonna start this up, we're gonna warm it up. These echoes take a little while to warm up, so we're gonna make sure that this warms up good, and then we'll do our cuts. So let's see what we get. Nice little saw. This is a 20-inch bar, so we're cutting about a 16-inch red oak right there. We're gonna take this bar and chain, we'll put it on the new saw, and we'll try again and see what we get. But man, oh man, this thing does not weigh anything. So light. This is the same as an Echo 501. They stopped making this because it was taking sales away from the 501. You cannot get a 4910 anymore, but if you can find one, and you can get them worked up, decked and ported like this, what a nice little saw. So hold tight, we'll change a bar and chain, we'll be right back. One thing with this, where it's supposed to be a homeowner's saw, let me turn you just a little bit, there are not captive bar nuts on this. So this is a saw that if you're working on it out in the woods trying to change a chain, make sure you put them in your pocket or carry some extra, because it doesn't work good without them. But for a small saw like this to pull that 20-inch bar like that, that's pretty impressive. We will go ahead and I will fire up the Steel MS462 after this and see how that cuts in comparison. I know it's nowhere near a fair comparison, but it'll just kind of show how much gain has been made on this small saw, because I'm telling you guys, if you ever ran one of these stock, you would be really disappointed. Okie Woodsman, he's got one of these 4910s, and he's done a lot of videos with it. They're really nice saws. So I'm going to go ahead and move this off to the side. We'll grab our new saw and we'll put the chain on, and I'll be right back. So for those of you that don't know who Derek is, check out Derek's stuff, and I'll put a link down in the description of this video. He also makes our Gramp sticks for us. Derek has been a really good friend. I got a chance to go out and see his brother and his operation for their small engine club that they do. They've got an antique sawmill and shingle mill and some other stuff over there. Just a really cool guy. He's got a collection of chainsaws. He's doing 6-minute saw videos. He has a collection of saws that is much bigger than what we have, and they all appear to run and run well, and obviously so, because when you look at what he builds for a saw, really impressive. But if you haven't done so yet, go over, give him a look, see what you think, and let him know Willie's Firewood sent you. Chances are, if you're watching his channel, you probably already are watching ours, but if not, this is how we get new subscribers, and this is how we grow our channels. So I started this after I put fuel in it already. 2 pulls, it kicked, and with the 3rd pull with the choke on, it was running. So I don't think we'll have any issues, and the bar is going to be upside down because I like to be different. But I got to see where this is going to fit our chain here. I got to go back a long ways. I don't know what he had on it for a chain, but definitely wasn't as stretched as what we've got on here now. There we go. We will put our bar nuts back on here, and I'll show you what I do, or what Gramp has taught me. Just barely snug your bar nuts. Nowhere near tight or anything like that, but just snug them up like this by hand, and you can see the chain is hanging. We're going to tighten this. We'll find out when it starts to take up. Here we go. And I pick up on the tip of the bar. If I pick up on the tip, you see it gets loose again. We're going to just snug it to the bottom of the bar like that. My thumb was in the way, but I promise, like that. Then we're going to tighten our bar nuts. And this is going to get us pretty close. And guess what, guys? You didn't even catch me. I put the chain on backwards. Let me take it all apart and I'll bring you back. All right, so put the chain on the right way this time. Just goes to show that I can't talk and work at the same time. But the one thing that I think Gramp liked about this more than anything was just how light it was. This is a very lightweight saw, and with the power from Deck Importing, it's really peppy, and carries itself about like a 60cc saw, if not a little better. And we'll see how this one runs out when we get it started. We'll let it warm up just the same and get a little heat into it. I know Derek made some cuts with it, and I saw on his channel, and really peppy little saw. So very excited to get to try this. So I'm gonna pick up on the end of the bar. You can see the sag right here. We're gonna just take that sag out like that, and then we will tighten. This is not as easy as these guys that work on saws try to make it. Don't over tighten your bar nuts. That is the worst thing to do. They need to be snug so they don't come off, but do not over tighten them. Gramp has a really good habit of cranking them on there, and you'll break a stud eventually. So we're together. Let's fire this thing up. We'll let it run for a little bit, and then we'll make our test cuts with it. Oh, I think Gramp's gonna like that. So here's the pile of noodles that we made. Cuts really good. Let me go grab the steel. We'll run the steel. It's not going to be a fair competition, but we'll have something to gauge it next to. Actually, I've got a 545 Husky with a brand new chain. Let me go grab that. I take that back. I have neither, but I do have a 600 SX, which is the next step up from this saw. So let's try that. The chain on this, I don't know is the best, but we'll give it a go. We'll run a couple of cuts with it. We'll see, but let's start it and let it warm up like the other saws. Let me know in the comments. Do you think the little Echo keeps up with the big saw? Let's try one more. So I'm sure somebody's going to ask, what is a Shindaiwa? A Shindaiwa is a red Echo. This is the same exact saw as the Echo 620. I have a pair of these. I actually got 3. And they're really, really nice saws, just like the 620, right out of the box. They run good, they cut good. This is a full 20-inch, actually just over 20-inch piece of oak. And it chews through it, no problem, carries its RPM good. I've got the raker set a little low. You notice the bog a couple of times. I have to hold back on the saw a little bit and let it eat its way down through the wood. But all in all, the more we run the Echo saws, and for the price that they are, the more impressed I am with them. So, with that being said, I want to wish all of you guys a very happy Thanksgiving. I appreciate all you guys following along with all that we do. We're going to give Gramp that brand new Echo in the morning, and he's going to put it to work. I'll have a video out for you guys. It'll be Black Friday. Maybe it'll even be on Turkey Day. And I'm going to try to get Gramp set up to do a live sometime in the next 2 weeks, so stay tuned for that. It'll be early in the morning. Gramp doesn't do afternoons and evenings. He does early mornings, so it'll be early in the morning. So for those of you that want to see it, you'll have to try to arrange. I'll try to do it on a weekend so that if you want to get up early to see Gramp, you can. and we'll answer any questions that we can and go from there. But again, thanks so much to Derek's stuff. That saw right there, a small saw that's decked imported. Let me grab it. A small saw like this Echo, this is what's going to keep Gramp cutting for years to come. The bigger saws are getting heavy, they're getting harder for him to start. This little saw is really lightweight, it doesn't hardly weigh anything, and it makes a big difference. So remember guys, a little bit every day goes a long way. Help someone if you can. Derek helped Gramp, and I'm super thankful for it. Thank you so much, Derek. I appreciate it. I know as this breaks in, it's gonna run even better. We'll keep it tip-top and tuned up, and we'll play around with chain configurations and whatnot on it too. We'll find out what cuts the best, and we'll go from there. But as it stands right now, pretty stout little saw and really light. So appreciate you guys. We'll see what Gramp thinks about it, but I already know because he was tickled to death with the last one. So now this one's his, and he can run it as much as he wants. He doesn't like running other people's stuff, so I think I've run Derek's saw more than he has, but that's all right. We appreciate everybody, and thanks so much. We'll see you guys on the next one, and we'll see what Gramp thinks of the 4910 from Derek's stuff.